Hi everyone! In this tutorial, we'll be creating this DIY candy bouquet for Father's Day. The great thing about this project is that I was able to get all the supplies at Dollar Tree and it only cost about $8. So the first thing you'll need is a mug or other container to put the bouquet in. You'll need a mug that's nice and heavy because the candy actually creates a lot of weight and it will become tippy if it's not heavy enough. So use a heavyweight mug or container. Next, you'll need a variety of shapes and sizes of candy. These are all fun size candy, but as you can see, there's different shapes, and that adds some variety to the bouquet. Next, you'll need some bamboo skewers, and we'll be attaching the candy to each one of these like this. Next, you'll need a large block of floral foam. It needs to be at least as big as the inside of the container that you're using. As you can see here, mine is bigger, and we'll just be cutting that down with a knife. But it needs to fit very snug inside the container to keep the bouquet from moving around. So I'm just going to take this kitchen knife and cut this off camera because it makes kind of a mess, but it's easy to cut, and you'll just want to keep cutting it until it's the right size to fit inside the container. And it's always better to cut a little bit off at a time to make sure that you don't cut too much. So once you have that cut to the right size, just go ahead and slide it inside the container until it's all the way down. And now we'll be able to poke the bamboo skewers into this so everything is held in place exactly where you want it to be. I'll be cutting the bamboo skewers to a variety of lengths depending on what candy I'm using and where I want it positioned in the bouquet. So this first one I'm going to cut to about 9 inches long. And to cut it, I'll be using these wire cutters, which worked great for this. This would be pretty hard to cut with scissors, I think, so I would avoid doing that if you don't have to. So once that's cut down to 9 inches long, I'm going to attach this crunch bar to the back. You don't have to put glue all the way down the back like I did here, but I would do at least half of it just to make sure that it's stable on the bamboo skewer. So hold that in place until it's really secure. Then I'm just going to take this and decide where I want to put it. And since I don't have anything else, I'm just going to put it kind of on the right side and kind of the middle. So it looks like this. Next, I want to add a package of M&Ms, and I want this to be one of the taller pieces, so I'm going to cut it to about 10 inches long. So I'll just attach this right on the stick like this. So I'm only putting glue about halfway down on this one. Just hold that till it's secure. And then I'll add this to the bouquet. This one I want kind of in the middle in the back, so that's where I put it. So next I want to add this tiny Snickers bar. So I'm going to cut this bamboo skewer to about 9 inches long. And you don't need to cut yours to the same lengths as mine. I'm just giving you an idea of how I created it, and it just depends on what you want the bouquet to look like and what candy you're using, so don't feel like you need to cut yours to the same lengths. So once I had that cut, I'm just going to put some glue on the back of the Snickers and attach that and hold it in place until it's secure. So I'll add that to the bouquet right here. Next, I'll cut a 9-inch skewer. And I'll attach this Hershey bar. And then I'll add that to the bouquet right there. So just kind of keep repeating this process of cutting the skewers to different lengths and then attaching the candy and then positioning it where it looks best in the bouquet. So I added those M&Ms there. You can see I put the longer pieces in the back and the bigger candy mostly in the back, and then just kind of made them shorter moving forward towards the front. Added those M&Ms there. Then Hershey bar there in the back. Then I'll add a crunch bar back here in the back. And remember, this doesn't have to be the final position of everything. You can always come back and change it later. So it looks like this at this point. Then I'll add another little Snickers right in here. Then another M&M there to cover up those sticks in the back. So it looks like this. So I decided that those M&Ms that I just put in place were up a little bit too high, so I just cut some off the stick and then positioned it a little bit lower. So it looks like this. Next, I'll add a crunch bar in there. So I'm just kind of working to fill in holes, and if it's a small hole, I use a Snickers. If it's a little bit bigger, one of the Crunch or Hershey bars, and then if it's a big area I want to fill, I use the M&Ms. And then I just keep adding these little Snickers bars. Then a Hershey bar here in the front, down low, and then a Crunch bar over here. So it looks like this. Then I'll add a Snickers right here. And one down here on the left side. Then I'll take another one of those Snickers and add it here in the back on the left side. So it looks like this. And then I'm just going to take another one and add it to the right side. So I don't want things to look perfectly symmetrical, but I just want everything to look balanced and like there's no open spaces. So just keep adding candy until you feel that it looks good and it looks well filled in. So I decided to stop adding candy at this point, and after this I just kind of went through and I adjusted everything so it looked exactly how I wanted it to, and everything looked balanced. So with a little assistance from my helper, I'm just going to come in here and move things around and change the angle of some things so everything looks right. So here is how everything ended up looking. Then there's one last step that's optional, but if you want to dress it up a little bit more, you can add some of this paper shred, which you can also get at Dollar Tree, in a coordinating color, and just fill in those areas between the skewers so you cover all of the foam. And it just looks a little bit more finished and fancier that way. And that's it for this DIY candy bouquet. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to see more videos from my channel, please click one of the links on screen, and I hope you have a great day.